Hi there, my name's Charlie and this is Highest Vibration Yoga. This sequence today is all an invitation to delve into your curiosity and your courage. Two things that can really elevate our joy in life, our progression, where we get to, and at the end of the day, this is just a really fun sequence. We're going to play with some maybe slightly weird and wacky postures or transitions, but also work towards some more advanced postures such as crow and handstand. And don't let that make you scared of the practice. It is all play, there is options for everyone. So come along and let me know what you think. So if you have blocks, they are a great addition to the practice. Props are such a great way to elevate or to explore our practice a little bit deeper. So if you have them, wonderful, we can use them. If not, no worries at all. We'll just explore the body as it is. We'll start our practice in a moment of meditation. So if you do have a block, just placing one under the sit bones and then drawing the knees crossed if that's comfortable, knees facing down, sitting tall through the spine. And now when we do this, lower back might start to round just a little, sort of curve off like this. We want to tuck back the hips towards the lower ribs to realign the spine. Thinking like a tower of Jenga, we just want to stop this from happening and allow there to be the least pressure possible on the spine so it's the most comfortable to sit for a while. So when you come to your position of choice, lying down is also an option. Closing down the eyes, and we'll just take these first few moments of practice to begin to slow down and to drop into this moment in time and arrive on the mat. So we'll start by taking 3 rounds of breath together, taking an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale. And closing down the mouth. Closing down the eyes. And just giving yourself these first few moments of practice to arrive. To begin to create some space. To invite this softness of the body, maybe going through a little scan from the top of the head all the way down the body, seeing if we've got any tightness or tension we're holding on to, and can you just invite the muscles to soften, to relax. Inviting the breath to slow and maybe come a little bit deeper, allowing the belly to expand as you breathe. Making a little more space for the breath. And just checking in with yourself. And maybe taking a moment to think if there's any emotions attached to the idea of being curious or courageous. And just acknowledging them. We're going to try and let them go in today's practice. We are so lucky we get to move our bodies, so we're just having a little bit of playtime and embracing the fact we have them and that we're here. Outcome does not matter. We'll take 1 round of breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then moving off the brick, if it is underneath your seat. And we're grounding down through the lower half of the body, and we're going to start to explore. So the hands can come onto the knees. Any other variation, exploration you want to take that intuitively comes to you, please do so, but I will give direction to help you explore. So the hands come to the knees and we'll just start moving laterally into the body. So from side to side. And we're grounding down through the sit bones, feeling that stable base. And then just moving into the sides of the body, tapping into how it feels to extend, maybe to use the core. Then we're going to switch up the movement. So seated cat-cows, we're going to move forwards and backwards. So the hands can create this anchor into the legs. Inhale to lift through the chest. And exhale to round through the spine. We're just losing the breath to explore this movement in the spine, stretching in between the vertebrae as we round and opening through the chest as we lift. Now, either continuing as you are, if this feels good, why not make it a bit bigger? You could get the arms, the shoulders involved if you want. I'm going to invite in a more circular motion, our Sufi grind. So the hands come to the knees. We rock the chest over one way, maybe pushing into the hands, grounding down through the hips, and we create these circles of rotation of the spine. Whatever we're doing, we're moving slowly, intentionally with the breath. And maybe even closing down the eyes and feeling what sensations you can feel in the body. If you've gone with this, we're going to move in the other direction. And just taking a couple more breaths here. Maybe you want to explore, the arms want to come round, make it as weird and as big as you like. Now there's so much purpose to all of this. It's not just being weird with the body. The more we move in ways that our brain doesn't really get, it has to think about it, and we create new pathways in the brain. We get to know the body a little bit better. But also, if you think about it, if we raise the arms, everything is supporting us. We're engaging through the hips, through the core. So many benefits from doing these more explorative things. Coming back to center, we're going to roll over the knees, coming to our all fours tabletop. From our tabletop, we could start really simple. Simple cat-cows, inhale to dip the belly, lift the chest. Exhale to tuck the hips and round the spine. So starting maybe somewhere familiar. Just finding this movement. Inhale to find length in the front of the body. And exhale to tuck the hips to find a rounding of the spine. And we're just taking a few breaths here to explore these movements. I'm going to invite you to be a bit more curious. Now it could be a rock of the hips slightly back, making the motion very similar, but a little bit bigger. Maybe it's widening the knees. Widening the knees will open into the hips a bit more. So we round through the spine. Maybe the hips draw forwards a little. Now the purpose here is just to make space in the body, to get moving, connecting to sensations within the body. Now maybe we continue like this, maybe we find a little bit more explorative movement. We could make it even bigger, coming all the way forwards. Maybe the hips come down, the feet come out, we lift through the chest, intensifying the stretch in the front of the body. We could lower all the way down, taking a breath. Exhale to lift to a cobra, bending in the knees, hips to the heels. And maybe exploring this train of movement for a moment. If this doesn't feel quite right for your body, where else can you explore? Now, if you want to move in another way, we're going to open up into the arms. So the left hand comes to the center, we'll reach the right hand forwards, up to the sky, down and back. Allowing the hips to take this sort of swaying, rocking motion as we do it. Taking up space and exploring how the body can move. Switching from one side to the other if we've gone for this option. Now you might be in your cat-cows and that is okay. But is there one thing you can do to be a bit more curious? One more breath. And we're going to meet in our all fours tabletop, drawing the knees in, structured, simple base. We're going to build a bit of strength here but in curiosity too. So tucking the toes, extending the left leg long, flexing through the foot, reaching the right hand forwards. We can keep the right toes tucked for stability. Thinking long spine from the top of the head to the bottom of the foot. And feeling this stability structure in the body, and we're going to begin to explore. So inhale to reach a little further. There's always a little bit left that you might not realize. Bending the elbow towards the knee under the body. We're rounding through the spine. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl. Really trying to draw the shin away from the earth. Inhale, extend. Exhale to curl. Now this time we're going to switch up. Inhale, extend, moving laterally. The knee comes to the left elbow. Elbow comes to the right, cactusing through the arm. Inhale, extend. And exhale to the sides. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the sides. Now the knee's staying where it is. The hand comes down. Can we place the foot outside the hand? Now you might need to use your hand to get your foot there, that's okay. Coming into our low lizard lunge, the hips draws forwards, the chest draws forwards. Now we can start to create a little bit of movement, intuitive movement to the body. Could be a little sweep of the hips left to right. And we're just going to take a moment here to settle into the breath. Where can you find length, space in the body? Maybe it's a slight draw of the shoulders away from the ears. Now we're going to push into the left leg. The hands come to the left thigh and we lift. Maybe walking in the foot a little. Exploring with the arms, the hands come forwards, chest comes towards the thigh. Inhale to lift. And exhale, the hands come forwards and sweep back like a low lunge arrowhead. Inhale to lift. Finding length and space. Exhale to come forwards. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Now either continuing if you want to explore this more, or we're going to lift and then straighten through the left leg, half Hanumanasana. Hands come behind us, lengthening through the back of the left leg. Inhale, the hips come forwards, hands they rise. Exhale. We take a fold, and embracing any wobbles. This is a practice, it is not meant to be perfect. If you're coming with me, inhale to come forwards. We're going to interlace the hands into our Kali Mudra. That's the last three fingers are holding in, and the first finger and the thumb stay out. We're lifting the hands to the sky, maybe even squeezing the head with the biceps to feel this lift through the body. The hips might naturally lift a little as well. We take a lift and then we're leaning over to the left. Inhale to center and to the right. Inhale to center and to the left. Inhale to center and to the right. Inhale to center, releasing the fingers, cactusing through the arms to open the chest, sweeping the hands forward, seeing how else we can move into the body, finding space in the chest. And look at how many different things we can do from our low lunge. All doing different things for the body. Hands come down to the earth, left knee meets the right tabletop, taking a breath. And moving on to the other side. So we tuck the toes, extending the right leg this time, and the left arm. And gripping down through the right fingers, engaging through the right glute, and kicking through the right foot. Height does not matter. We're looking at length. Finding length between the left fingers and the right foot. Reaching the hand and the leg away from you that little bit further, finding an extra inch, elbow to knee, under the body we curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale to curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale to curl. Inhale, extend. Then the elbows coming to the left, the knees coming to the right. Lateral movement, inhale to extend. Exhale to the sides. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the side. Inhale, extend. This time the knee comes to the side, left hand comes down, right foot comes on the outside of the right hand, the hips draw forwards. And taking a little intuitive movement to the body, it could be a rock of the hips. Maybe you want to stay in stillness. And we're drawing the chest forwards. And pushing into the right foot, the hands come to the right thigh. We lift through the hips, slightly walking in the right foot. Hips come forwards. Reaching the hands up to the sky. And exhale, we're drawing the chest forwards towards the thigh, low arrow lunge. Inhale to lift. Maybe a lift up and out of the hips just a little. Exhale to come forwards. Inhale to lift. And exhale to come forwards. Beautiful. Inhale to lift. Straightening through the right leg. You can tuck the left toes if you like or continue as you were. We take a fold, half Hanumanasana. Inhale, rebending, reaching the hands to find lift and space in the front of the body. Exhale, we take a fold. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lift. Kali Mudra with the fingers, holding your first three fingers, or last three fingers. Your index and your thumb stay out, reaching them to the sky. Biceps come to the ears. Lifting with the fingers, maybe a little lift through the hips, leaning over to the right. Grounding down through the feet, feeling this stretch in the left hip. Inhale to center. And to the left. Inhale to center and to the right. Now this might be difficult and that is okay. We are capable of difficult things. If you need a break, there is courage in that, making that choice. Releasing the hands, opening through the chest. Backs of the hands come forwards. Inhale, we lift. Exhale to open. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Hands come down to the earth. Right knee meets the left. We're going to tuck the toes, lifting the hips, coming to your downward facing dog. So we're going to begin to explore our down dog. Now it could be really simple. When people say this, explore your dog, often it's a bend one leg, straighten the other. Pedaling into the legs. Now this is great. We can start here. Feeling the sensations in each side of the leg, maybe the lengthening sensation as you straighten the leg and as you switch. But we can go further than that. Where else can we feel into our down dog? Now, down dog is a full body structure, so it's not just about the legs, it's also about that push into the hands. So maybe from your down dog, you keep the legs still, little bend into the elbows as if we're going into a press up, and then we're pushing the hands into the floor, lifting through the hips. Now, the heels might come off the earth, that's okay. Maybe we take a deep bend into the legs and we draw the chest towards the thighs, creating this real length in the top of the body. And now we could hold in these postures or make it a bit more fluid, so really listening to how your body wants to move, and at first it might feel a bit funny, and that's okay, but maybe rising onto the balls of the feet, we ripple the spine forwards as if we're coming to a plank, lowering the knees, the hips come up and back, down dog. So it's a similar action that we just did a moment ago, pushing into the hands, so it's a bend of the knees, the chest comes towards the thighs, lifting the hips, and the chest comes towards the thighs. Take one more just like that. And we're going to come to our downward facing dog. Exploring into the sides of the body, bending into the right knee. The right knee is going to tuck under the body and we're swiveling on the heels or the balls of the feet, wherever feels better. And we're just taking a little tuck under the body. Option to stay here, or the left hand can sweep up and over the head, sort of like a side plank variation. The hand comes down, downward facing dog is where we meet. Inhale to the balls of the feet. Tucking the left knee under the body, rotating on the balls of the feet. We could take this stretch, hands on the earth, or the right hand comes over the head, we come to a side plank variation. Now, not only are we lengthening, strengthening through the body, we're creating this structure in the body of the body, and the right hand comes over to create this length in the other. Hands come down to our downward facing dog. Now we're going to take some little frog explosive movements to help us to build some strength. We rise onto the balls of the feet. The heels come to touch, knees come out wide, hips to the heels. We're going to shoot forwards to a plank. Inhale to lift the hips through, tucking through the belly, bending into the knees, hips come back. Taking this shoot forwards, the hips come down, really strong in the body. Now we're creating space in the hips, strength in the legs, strength in the core, strength in the shoulders. And maybe this is something you haven't done often, so it might feel funny, it might feel difficult, but we're just exploring, leaning into that curiosity and building strength and courage. Beautiful. Now, we're going to do the same option just to walk your way to the top of the mat. Or a similar action, but this time the hips are coming over the hands. Option for little handstand hops. So very similar action in the legs. We drop the knees back. And we're going to take a little hop, thinking pushing, straightening through the arms. We take a little lift. Maybe it's a little clap of the feet. Now, the clap helps to engage the core. You might be here, or you might be here. That's okay. We're playing with drawing a little bit of weight into the hands. It's not so scary the more we do it, so just giving it a go. Maybe seeing if we can hold for a moment. If you have your hold, can you push into the hands? Keep it really stable. Find your breath, and we'll meet at the top of the mat. Widening the feet, coming to our Tadasana mountain pose. Taking a couple of breaths just to find your stability again. Option to bring a hand onto the heart, hand onto the belly. Now we've built quite a little bit of heat in the body, strength through the arms and through the legs, tucking of the core. So we're going to play with something else. We're going to play with our Bakasana, our crow pose. Now again, when we first start, it can be scary, but realistically, we're not that far from the ground. We should be okay. We might fall, but that's okay. Everyone falls when they first try things. If you have a block, we'll use a block. It can really help. A pillow can do the same thing. If you're coming with me, inhale to reach the hands to the sky. And then we're going to take our Uttanasana forward fold. Hands come just in front of the feet. We can widen them if that feels good, and there's a few different options for our Bakasana. So, option one, we bend into the knees, the hips come down to the heels. The knees are going to come on the outside of the bicep, the tricep. And we're going to push the knee into the arm and the arm into the knee. So it's this sort of push of the arms out and a push of the knees in, creating this resistance in the body. So we want to bring the weight into the toes, tilting the shoulders over the wrists. So we lift from the hips, taking this tilt forwards, really gripping into the fingers, squeezing the arms into the legs. Maybe we stay here. If you're still a bit scared to hit the floor, you can bring a block or a pillow under the head, and we don't even need to make it a balance yet. We can just find the structure in the body. So you place the forehead on the brick, and then we just come here. You can keep 2 feet on the floor. Maybe you lift one, maybe you lift the other. And just having a few moments to play with that. If you feel pretty comfortable in your crow, then we can place the knees on the back of the arms instead of on the outsides. So we place the knees nice and high up the back of the arms, lifting onto the toes, and taking chaturanga arms. So we're thinking little fold hinge of the body forwards. Maybe we lift one foot, maybe we lift the other. I'm really thinking squeeze and lift of the core, drawing the shoulder blades away from one another, maybe focusing on seeing if we can draw the feet towards the bum, looking forwards. Maybe we try and take a little straighten of the arms to come into our crane, or just different options. And when you're ready, placing the feet on the earth, taking a deep breath. We'll take 3 breaths in our Malasana Yogi squat just to release whatever has just happened. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Beautiful, twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come to the mat. Stepping back to a plank. Holding in our plank for a moment. Either going through a chaturanga or dropping down your knees, your chin, your chest to the earth. Inhale to lift. Cobra or upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Downward facing dog. And taking a moment here. I'm going to inhale to draw the right leg up and back behind you. Now you might be here. You might be here. Meeting yourself where you're at. The focus here is lengthening through the left leg. So we're drawing the hips back by pushing into the hands. Maybe we're lifting through the opposite leg to stretch into the right hip flexor too. Then dropping the right foot down, coming onto the other side. Inhale to extend through the left leg long. Pushing into the hands, finding length in the spine. Placing the left foot down. Inhale onto the balls of the feet. The feet come towards the hands at the top of the mat. You can either walk the feet there. Maybe you take one of your little bunny hops. Can you be courageous even if it doesn't turn out right? It doesn't matter. Taking a fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, soft bend in the legs. The hands, they rise. Hands come to the hips, Tadasana mountain pose. Hands come to the hips. We're going to step the left foot about halfway down the mat. Coming into our pyramid pose. Now, if you have bricks, you can bring the bricks underneath the hands. If you don't, we're going to keep the hands on the hips, taking a lift through the spine, and then a fold forwards. So we're pulling the right hip back, left hip forwards. We might be here, strong, straight spine, really focusing on lengthening through the back of the right leg. Maybe the hands come down to blocks. Maybe we take a fold over the leg. Hands come to the earth, we can reach them forwards if you want, or backwards, drawing the head towards the leg. Wherever you are, committing with the breath. And just experiencing the posture, the difficult, the good. There's a very fine line between pleasure and difficulty. And stepping the left foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold, soft bend into the legs. And how we rise, the hands, they lift. Tadasana mountain pose. Stepping the right foot back this time. Pyramid pose. Option for the bricks, or the hands come to the hips. We take a hinge in the hips. Focusing on drawing the left hip back, right hip forwards, length through the spine. And feeling this strength, this openness of the body, all these things that take courage to do. If you fall, coming back. There's nothing wrong with falling. It's actually a challenge to test how you approach challenge. Can you take a breath and begin again? And bringing the hands down to the earth perhaps, maybe reaching them forwards or backwards, or we take a fold. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Beautiful. Bringing the hands forward, soft bend into the left leg. Right leg meets the left top of the back mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, we roll all the way up to standing. The hands, they lift. And exhale, we fold, Uttanasana. Now we're coming into our standing splits. So the hands placed on the earth, we can have a deep bend into the legs if you like. We're raising the left leg to the sky to begin. We're thinking long, straight spine. Now, we might stay here, Or can you be a little bit curious? We're going to play with little handstand hops. Now we're going to start with L switches. That's the first way that I ever got into any sort of handstand, because it helps with that transition of balance. So placing the hands solid on the floor, thinking really straight, pushing through the arms. And we take a little bend into the leg and we just take a little switch, switch, switch. So the more confident you get, the more we can bring the legs up and maybe a little bit of float you'll feel. Now with this, we really want to prevent the lower spine from doing this. That's where we create injury. Height does not matter. If you don't have quite the strength or the flexibility yet, that's okay. Work with where you're at. Just be curious with bringing a bit of weight into your hands. Maybe you can hold in your L switches if you do have a little bit of balance. Maybe we switch and we lower them down. Beautiful, we'll just take a few more. If you have your L switches, maybe you try and hold a straight line. It is all possible. Now, when we get to these more advanced postures, it all takes curiosity, courage, just to give it a go. So giving yourself that permission, backing yourself, and just trying. One more round. Then we're gonna come Uttanasana, forward fold over the body. Soft bend into the legs. Inhale, we rise, the hands they lift. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Widening the feet. Now we're gonna come to build a tiny bit of strength and release through the breath to remind us we are strong, we are capable, and we can do difficult things. Bringing the hands to the sides of the hips, lowering the hips down, Utkatasana, chair pose, hands come forwards. Taking a little pulse into the hips, thinking long, straight spine, we're building this heat in the body. And in a moment, we're gonna release it through the breath. And remembering the breath is that beautiful opportunity to begin again. If things get difficult, frustrating, take a step back, take a breath and begin again. Inhales, draw in new energy. Exhales, release old energy that no longer serves. Allow yourself to sigh, exhale loud, whatever you need. Hands come down to the sides of the body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Now continuing with your breath, and when you first do this, you probably think, God, I look so weird. What is this crazy girl doing? And yes, I get it. Doing something that is loud, it takes up space, takes courage, but it feels so good and empowering. Allow yourself to be heard, to take up space. The louder you go, the better it will feel, I promise. Two more. Final one. Inhale to lift really tall, finding length and space. Bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to the belly, closing down the eyes and widening the feet. I'm just beginning to slow the breath and noticing your heartbeat, your breath, these things that we're often so unconscious of, but they're always there, supporting us. And when we work with them like we just have, we're reminded we have these things that support us, we have this potential. All you've got to do is believe, trust, and explore. Taking one deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Reaching the hands up to the sky as we inhale. Widening the feet, hips to the heels, Malasana Yogi squat. Tall through the spine, rooting down through the feet. If the heels are lifted, that's okay. And lowering the down to the earth. We're coming into our Bakasana, Badakanasana. Soles of the feet come to touch, knees come out wide, You can shift the bum a little bit further away or bring the feet closer if you like. We're just going to take a forward fold over the legs. Now you might be really low, you might be higher up, that's okay. We're just starting to draw the energy back in, to ground back into the earth. Slowing the breath. And taking this moment just to feel into what it is to be here in the body. Maybe to reflect on what you've done, what you tried. The effort is what counts. Inhale to lift through the chest, crossing the legs, bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And softening into the face, the shoulders, the hands. And just feeling this natural flow of breath. And taking a moment of gratitude for our bodies that allow us to move, to experience, to try new things. How lucky we are to have them. We'll take one round of breath to close our practice. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Opening your eyes when you're ready. Well done. You did it. Whatever happened, it did not matter, but you gave it a go. Maybe you did something really cool. Maybe you just moved your body, and that is awesome in itself. If you enjoyed it, I would love to hear. Drop a comment or a like or a share, subscribe, you know, all of that stuff. And I will soon be sharing a platform, hopefully, that has lots more videos, from the more dynamic and curious to the much softer, slower yin, meditation, breath work, all of that beautiful stuff, maybe even some Pilates. So I will share all of that in good time, but I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day, you wonderful human.